Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your love reading for this week. I hope you're doing well today. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, let's see what's coming through for Sagittarius. So we have the Four of Wands, Five of Wands, Strength, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the Star, King of Wands, Three of Swords, and the final card will be the Hierophant. Okay, so let's start with the heart of your reading, which is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, this just means that you can relax. Usually when the Ten of Swords comes up, you've been betrayed. I mean, you do have the Three of Swords right beneath it, and then you have the Five of Wands over here, which is conflict. So arguing, fighting, this can be breaking up, separation, a divorce. They're telling you that you can relax, that you're safe. You've already been through the worst, and you know, this is the universe telling you, pick yourself up and move on. You're free to move on with the rest of your life. Okay, so up here you have Four of Wands, Five of Wands, Strength. So that's in itself is pretty interesting because the Four of Wands, it does represent the home unit. It represents the home, marriage, stability, you know, kind of having a firm foundation when it comes to your home life, and your marriage. But there's something going on there with the Five of Wands because that represents conflict and egos clashing and people not getting along, sometimes competing with each other, especially seeing the Strength card over there. This is the message to quiet down your ego. It just means that somebody's ego is kind of really acting up this week. It could be you or your partner. I mean, the Strength card comes up when it's telling you to be brave, be very compassionate with the other person, even with yourself, be very patient. Somebody's being very ego-based when the Strength card comes up, especially next to the Five of Wands, which is, you know, arguing and fighting and just kind of egoic stuff, ego clashing. People don't want the same thing. So I feel like there could be conflict in your marriage or in your relationship. Like you don't have the safety and the stability that you want. But they're saying to be very patient with yourself, be very patient with your partner. You do have some very interesting cards right here with the Star and the Hierophant. This is Spirit 2 times. I feel like there's a lot of protection and guidance around your love life or your relationship. Okay, so this row here now, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the Star. So the Three of Pentacles, this represents, you know, you're putting a lot of time and effort into something. This is a love reading, so I feel like this is putting a lot of time and effort into like making your relationship strong. And you're putting in, you're doing everything that you can to make your partner happy. You're doing all the right things, you're giving and you're doing everything you can so the person feels loved. Yet there's this like fear, like right in the heart of the reading, like you're afraid that something from the past is going to repeat itself. This could even be creating the conflict that's up here where, you know, there's arguments and this is ego. I mean, this is just kind of like you have to quiet down the negative inner chatter. And it could be now that I'm seeing everything, the full picture, that somebody's kind of giving their all, yet there's this fear here. Fear of the past. The Ten of Swords is always the past. It's an ending. It's like, yes, you've been through something ugly. If you look at the card, it looks like all these like ugly faces just kind of like laughing at you, and that's your ego basically like messing with your head. It's the Suit of Air. So I feel like something is messing with your head this week. You're giving everything to a relationship, to a partner, yet you know you feel like you don't have the stability that you want. There could be arguing, and your ego is just kind of whispering things that you don't want to hear. But yet you have the Star. These are your hopes and wishes. So I feel like you're trying so hard to like please your partner or to make your love life happen. And you know this is aligned with your hopes and wishes. Yet fear is just like all the difficult cards are lined up like right in the heart of the reading, right in the center of the reading. Almost like they're saying like pay attention. Keep your eyes open. Like pay attention to these things that are coming up, your fears, in order to get them out of the way because your hopes and wishes are here. And this also represents, like I said, Spirit. They're trying to get you to get those things that you worked hard for. This is not a handout. This is not getting lucky. This just means that you've done your best, you've tried, and you just want to get what you deserve. You want to get what you're entitled to. You want to be rewarded. And this is aligned with your hopes and wishes. But just don't let fear get in the way. Now down here you have, I say Sagittarius, King of Wands, Three of Swords, the Hierophant. So the King of Wands, I mean, you are a fire sign. This could be you. And it could be, you know, that you're dealing, I mean, like I said, looking at what's going on right here down the center of the reading, it could be that you're focusing on like, you know, a separation, or if you're not separated from your partner, you're dealing on some type of like heartbreak. Like, you know, where maybe there was time apart or something came up in your relationship where obviously here something came up, there was fighting, there was not so nice words exchanged. This is like tears and sadness. The King of Wands, if it's not you or your partner, it's just telling you, like, take control of this. Like, don't get sucked in by all this energy here. Because, I mean, seeing the King of Wands and then the Hierophant, this is you just kind of like saying, I'm not going to put up with all this, like, negative, all this, like, ugly stuff that's coming up in my head. Like I said, those ugly faces laughing at you, that's your ego. This is you kind of being, like, really positive and optimistic and saying, I'm going to make this work. And notice how they're aligned right here. This is aligned, you know, being optimistic and positive and taking charge is aligned with getting those things that you want and you deserve in your love life. And it's aligned with, you know, more stability and happy marriage and family. It's aligned with it. And then over here, this is Spirit, it's the Hierophant. So this is a highly spiritual card, which also, like I said, it could represent your guides, your angels, even God, and, you know, the place where you belong. So I feel like you have to kind of, you have to play a part in making this happen. You have to figure out where you belong, where you feel guided. But I feel like there's something here. It's almost like something like right in the middle, like, you know, a breakup that happened, or a misunderstanding, or just kind of feeling really hurt over something that happened with your partner. But I feel like the message for you guys is that this has to be like, you have to let this go. I mean, the heart of the reading, the Ten of Swords, let this go. Move on. You have a lot of spiritual help to keep you together. I mean, the three major arcanas, they're all right here. And like I said, these are highly spiritual. The Star, angels, spirit guides. The Hierophant, angels, spirit guides, kindred spirits. The connection you feel to your partner is not all in your head. It's actually a true connection. But yet, like, your ego or your partner's ego is getting in the way. But the Strength card is always saying, like, be like, slow down, like, be very compassionate with either yourself or your partner, whoever is feeling like really angsty or confrontational. I mean, the Five of Wands, that's confrontational. That's like people not getting along. Arguing, and you know, it's not usually a horribly negative card, but it just means that people are bickering, that people like don't want the same thing, and people are not completely happy because they're just, there's a lack of peace because people want different things. But I feel like this has something to do because all these, you know, cards lined up here, just like the three major arcanas, the three, you know, challenging cards are all down the center. So I feel like there could be, you know, conflict and arguments or something from the past, maybe, you know, a breakup or something that really kind of hurt you, something that happened between you and your partner. But they're saying you have to be optimistic and positive and just, you know, where you belong. I mean, the Hierophant is here and you have a lot of spiritual help. So I feel like whatever's going on in your relationship, seeing the Three of Pentacles is telling you that this is worth fighting for. You've done plenty, but I feel like you have to be like very like patient with your partner this week. Be very compassionate because I feel like there could be conflict. You may not be understanding where they're coming from. They may not be understanding you. But I feel like, you know, with the Four of Wands being the first card, this is something solid. This is a solid foundation. And, you know, a lot of spiritual help to keep you and your partner together. Okay, Sagittarius, I will end this reading here. I hope you enjoyed it. Much love and bless. Bye-bye.